Hello, so Chinese recipe number 2 is salt and pepper chicken. This is something that I like to order if we go out for a Chinese meal. It's something that I occasionally make at home as well. For this recipe, I'm going to do this with chicken breasts. We've got in this bowl here some corn flour, and what I've done is I've stirred in some salt, some black pepper that's been ground up, and some Chinese 5-spice. And that is going to be the basis for the outside coating of our salt and pepper chicken. If you've had it before, you'll know that you've got the nice soft chicken in the middle, and then it's covered in like a crispy seasoned batter. And then on top of that, you get some stir-fried onions and peppers. Recipe will follow at the end of the video, so hopefully you enjoy cooking this one. Post your pictures to me at food@hayfieldschool.co.uk. So to get us going with this recipe, I've diced up some chicken breasts, and I've got my seasoned corn flour here. It's got the Chinese 5-spice, the salt and the pepper. So in goes my chicken. Whilst I'm coating that, I'm going to turn on my frying pan. Now my frying pan's got quite a decent amount of oil in there. These recipes do call for a little bit more oil than perhaps what you're used to frying in. That needs to be hot, ready for when my chicken is ready. What we don't want is the chicken sat in the corn flour for too long. The corn flour will be absorbed into the chicken, and it won't give us that lovely golden brown, crispy outer coating. So I have made enough corn flour mixture up here for about 4 chicken breasts, but I'm only using 2 right now. So you can see that I've actually got lots of excess corn flour. You want it to be completely covered, like so, and then the way in which you're going to test that the oil is hot enough is with a little bit of that excess corn flour. Just drop it into the oil, and if it starts sizzling, then it's ready. If it doesn't, then just wait a minute, because all that will happen, if you put your chicken into some oil that's too cold, the chicken will absorb the oil, the outer coating will just be soggy. Okay, so do make sure that you've got nice, crisp, hot oil to start with before that chicken is ready. So test your oil hot enough, put a little bit of that flour in there. As soon as it starts fizzing and bubbling away, we know we are good to start frying. Now, because we're using quite a lot of oil and our chicken is cold, it's been in the fridge, it may well spit. So try and lay the chicken away from you, and don't drop the chicken in from a great height. If you've not done much frying before and you want to get an adult to help you with this, then that would be a really good idea. So in the chicken goes. Be careful not to overcrowd the pan. We're not going to cook all 2 or 4, however many chicken breasts you're doing at once. Make sure it's nice and spacious, because the more chicken you add in there, the colder the oil will get, and you need it to be nice and hot to be able to get that crisp coating. So all I'm going to do is leave that in there for a few minutes. I'm not going to touch it, I'm not going to move it, because the risk is if I start moving it before it's got the desired consistency, if I start moving it, what's going to happen is the batter is going to stick to the bottom of the pan, whereas I want it firmly stuck to the side of my chicken. So then I've just turned over my chicken. It's had about 5 or 8 minutes. You can see it's got a nice crispy golden top to it. That's what we're wanting. And then you let the other side achieve the same consistency. So it's a good 5, 7, 8 minutes on each side, and you'll get that nice crispy golden coating. Fast forward 10 or so minutes, and I've got the second half of the chicken in the frying pan. It's already been flipped over once, and you can see that I've got some nice crispy chicken pieces there. So I'll take those out of the frying pan and rest those on a piece of kitchen paper on a spare plate that I've got to one side whilst I cook the vegetables off. So keep the oil in the pan, and any seasoning that's come off there. What we're going to do is cook the vegetables in there. So we might have to turn our heat down a little bit, down to a low or a medium heat. In's going to go our onions, as well as our diced red pepper. And then, this is optional, but if you'd like it to be spicy, a little bit of red chilli as well. Now, lots of the recipes do call for more salt and pepper to be added at this time. It depends on personal preference. If you've ever had this dish from a Chinese restaurant or from a Chinese takeaway, you will know that it is a very salty dish. I'm not going to suggest that this is a particularly healthy dish for us to be having all of the time, but as a celebration, as a one-off, it's okay to indulge a little bit, isn't it? So I'm going to just put a little sprinkle of salt in there. That spoon wasn't full, by the way, it's just the only spoon I've got to hand. So a little sprinkle of salt, and then this is just ground black pepper. Whoops. I'm going to tip a little bit into my hand first, and then sprinkle it into the pan. I don't want to slip with the whole pot of pepper, because obviously that would ruin my dish and make it far too spicy. If you wanted to put another sprinkle of Chinese 5 spice in at this stage, again, into your hand and then into the dish. Please don't just shake spices straight into the pan, obviously. We don't want any accidents. Now, you cook these vegetables until the way you like them. I personally like mine quite well cooked, although I know from the restaurants, from the Chinese takeaways, they're often quite raw, particularly the onions that are in there. So cook it to your preference. So you can just take the raw edge off, that would be about now, or you can take it a little bit further and make sure that they're nice and soft. When you've got it to your preference, what you're going to do is slide back in your chicken. Whoops, that's supposed to go in the pan. So slide back in your chicken. Coat it through, it should still be relatively warm anyway, but coat it through so it's piping hot, and you'll be ready to serve this dish. What you might like to do, just to finish it off, is to have a few raw spring onions sprinkled onto the top of your plate,